right now things are working. So let me log in into Palo Alto support portal. Just hold on, I'm getting my current for up. So push notification. So this is the support portal. Yesterday we were facing login into it, right? Right now it has been fixed. So we have the products. You can see activation history. So I activated the Prisma Access and Cortex Data Lake yesterday. And similarly, my firewalls, I was able to add. All these products are now getting listed here. Okay. So this is what it is. Now, to start using your Prisma Access service, right? So you have to either you bookmark your Cloud Strata Manager URL, or you just need to simply go to this apps.paloaltonetworks.com, and here you will be able to see your applications. Right? So yesterday I've shared one snip with you over Telegram group. So I've activated all the applications. I'll show you. So we'll just have Okay. So that might be the cache issue, something like that. Because other email addresses are also logged in, so might be it was picking up the wrong email. So now you can see we have this tenant. right? Earlier it was not coming up, right? So now we can see this tenant is available. And you can see we have cloud identity engine, next generation firewall, enterprise DLP, SaaS security, Strata Cloud Manager, Strata Logging Service. So another thing is like now Palo Alto is also renaming their Cortex Data Lake service with Strata Logging Service. Okay, so they're also renaming it. So now what you need to do is you need to just ensure that other services which you have subscribed, you can activate the like security lifecycle review. I can activate, and this Cortex XOR I can activate. Right. This is my security orchestration and automation. So I'll do it later on. Similarly, I also have subscription of XDR, so I'll also activate it. So now you just need to click here, start a cloud manager, and it will open up your SCM through which you can start managing your Prisma Access service, right? In fact, you can start managing your this firewalls as well through this. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So it is loading the dashboard. Take some time. So basically, what you can do is like you can go back, you can bookmark this hub portal, and then start a cloud manager. You can open it up in the next tab, right? Because when you're navigating apps from this, so you lose this particular window, right? And sometimes it happens that I need to navigate to something else like cloud identity engine or any other SLS service or something like that. In that case, then it becomes difficult for you to, come back here, right? So best practice is like save this a photo and then start opening up your applications in the new tab. Do not open it up in the same tab. Now you can see it is keep on loading and it will take some time. So this is what happens. Yeah. So bookmark this, and whenever you're launching any application, just right click, open a new tab so that you don't lose this, right? And similarly, in future, we will have Prisma Access, Prisma SD-WAN here as well, right? So we will integrate that. So what they have done is like they have created this hub portal so that you guys can have a centralized view of your applications, right? What are the applications which are available, which you have subscribed, and you can navigate to them, right? Because all whatever is coming up here, it means it is managed with a different service. If I will click here, it will take me to the cloud identity engine, right? It is a different service. It is having a different portal, right? So this is how it is. Similarly, if I will take you to enterprise DLP, it will take me to a different. No, enterprise DLP will come inside SCM only. I don't know why they have created a separate application for that. Similarly, if you go to Strata logging service, so here you will, earlier it was Cortex Data Lake only, but now they are renaming it to Strata Logging Service. So here you can see Strata Logging Service. Similarly, you will have one portal for, this Prisma SD-WAN. Okay. Now coming back to this SCM, so this is the dashboard where summary will be given to you. You can see your threats, statistics, your operational health, your data security, right? This is basically a command center, which they say. Now, in insights, you can get the activity insights, runtime security, right? Then you have this dashboard where it is going to give you the health of your SASE solution, right? Then incident and alerts, so Prisma Access, log view, so you'll get all these things, right? So once we are doing configuration, you will be able to see that. That inside monitor, branch side data center, network services, all these things you can monitor. Then comes your this manage tab where you have this configuration, right? Operations. You can push your configuration, you can check your security posture. In access control, you can define the scope management, right? So in manage, you create the policies. Okay? So you select the scope that from here, you're going to select service connection, remote network, mobile user, and accordingly, you're going to do the configuration. Then in workflows, here you have this next generation firewall management, right? Which we will do. Then you have this Prisma Access setup. So basically inside workflow tab, you will get all these options. And in reports, you can automate the reports. They will be automatically delivered on your email addresses. Whatever statistics you want. Right? Predefined report templates are available. You can schedule your reports and they will start getting on your email addresses. Now, what we need to do is like we need to do the Prisma Access setup, right? So first thing is like Prisma Access, mobile user, remote network, service connection, remote browser isolation, right? So we will first go with Prisma Access. And here, if you will see, my infrastructure subnet is this. This is the default, which is coming up, right? And this is my ASN, BGP ASN number, right? And these are my egress IP API key. We will discuss about it, right? So if you want to change this, obviously we have to change it because we have to configure it as per our, records and as per our infrastructure. So if you see this, we define the infrastructure subnet as 172.16.1.0/24. So here you will go and here you will change it. 172.16.1.0/24. This is going to be my infrastructure subnet, right? Then rest of the things right now is not needed. Fast session delete mobile user expressions. Click save. Okay, so it is done. So whenever you make change, right, you have to push it. Now this push takes time. It goes to the orchestration process, then it goes to the target service, right? And also let me update my internal DNS. Here the domain name. And save. And from here, you see push. You do push, it will ask you for the description. Right? And then it will also give you the target where you would like to push it, right? So we are pushing it on the Prisma axis. By default, it will also select this, right? And you can also, deselect and select again. Okay. So have to push it. So now this process will take time, right? So this is the only pain through Cloud Strata Manager. It's not that quick the way we used to do it with the Panorama, or I mean it's like with Panorama as well. When you were managing your firewalls, the commit used to take less time, right? But here, if you will see, it takes time. You know, uh, this was you can see first it will validate. Validation is done. Now it will push it to service connection template, then it will go to remote networks, right? So this process takes time. It is not that as fast as it was in Panorama for firewalls. Okay. In fact, through Panorama, if you try to push these things to the Prisma Access service, it takes time. So we have to wait.
Yeah, Nitin sir. Hello.
Yeah, Shaji.
This pushing globally means all admin means it will affect the all admins we created.
Yes, yes. Few such, it's not like every other configuration needs to be pushed all admins, but there are certain configurations which needs to be pushed through all admins only, like infrastructure subnet is one of them because it cannot be different for others, right? It is a global change, right? And outage will be there for sure. So whenever you're changing Prisma Access infrastructure subnet, in case you have to do it in production environment, so you have to ensure that uh, you get the downtime. So few services, few configurations are there where all admin changes are required.
Okay.
So you can see how much time it takes, right? And we can just simply click here, done, right? And if you want to see the jobs, you can click jobs and then it will show you what is going on. So this is our first job. Three tasks are there, one, two, three, right? Validation is done now, it is getting pushed. Similarly, when we will be onboarding service connection, remote networks, it is going to take time, right? At least 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So this is, it's like quite time taking process. Unlike Zscaler, in Zscaler, you don't wait such, long to make your changes effective. Let's wait for it. Now you can see, the moment you have defined your infrastructure subnet, panel monitor IP address is coming up. The portal redirect IP is coming up. Remote network DNS IP address is coming up, right? And we'll also see when we will be spinning up the service connections, remote networks, onboarding them, right? So you will see their internal IP will be coming up from this subnet only. So this is the reason it is needed. Okay, it's done. Okay. So now the very next thing is like we need to onboard our service connection with the data center firewall, right? Because our resources inside the data center, then we will onboard mobile users, remote networks. We will do the configuration. So to onboard the SE-CAN, here you see service connections, right? So here you see add service connection. When you click on it, you have to define Delhi DC service connection. Backup service connection, if you want to configure, you can configure it. Right now, I'm just leaving it like that. Prisma access location, where you would like to deploy. So I'm going with the Asia. Yeah. So India West. Okay. And if you want to do data traffic source net, yeah, infrastructure traffic source net, you can enable it. But in my case, I don't need that source net configuration on service connection. So I don't need it. But if your case says that you need to do the source net on your SCCAN traffic, you can enable it. Either you can enable it on your infrastructure subnet or you can do it on the Prisma access routing, right? So here now you see primary tunnel. So we have to click here, setup. You have to give it a name. Now branch device type. So here you will see that we don't have Fortinet. You have Palo Alto, you have Riverbed, you have Silver Peak, CloudGenix is there, Citrix there, Cisco, ASA, ISR is there, and then you just get other devices. So other device means that you have to create your own template now. You have to create your crypto profile. You have to create your IKE profile, right? So IPsec profile, IKE profile, both profiles, crypto profiles you have to create, and you have to customize everything. Then only your tunnel will come up. Okay. So tunnel name, branch device, pre-shared key. Let's define it. Now IKE local identification. So if you want to put something like email addresses or something like that for local identification, you can do it. I think somebody is okay. So, if you want to put any identification, you can put it, right? Uh, I'm not sure whether he's not able to see this link. I'm not joining the meeting on given link. No, what is happening? Okay, so you know, these things we use when you have broadband connections where you don't have static IP, right? With the help of the email addresses, you can select this, user restricted email address, you can define it and you will be able to build your tunnel, right? In our case, we have the static IP, so we don't have any problem. Now it will ask you the branch device IP address. So we need to provide the static IP, right? So I need to get the details of my static IP. Let me just log in. Kannada. Can you please add somebody has just joined? Okay, so static IP. Get on. Static IP is done. Then I will be passive mode or it will be active mode. So here, if you make it passive mode, then it will be the receiver. It will not initiate your tunnel, right? So we'll keep it like that. We are not going to make it receiver because if this will become the receiver, and if you want to do the troubleshooting, then you won't be able to do the troubleshooting. Reason being that you don't have access of their data centers. What do you have? You have access of your devices. So you can take the dump, you can take things on your end, right? So always make your devices as receivers because if they will be active initiators, then you won't be able to see why your tunnel is not coming up, whether phase one is failing, phase two is failing. You'll not see anything, right? Because they will just initiate the packet and they will wait for the response. Then, if you want to turn on the tunnel monitoring, you can do it, and then you can define your destination IP and all that stuff. Do it later on. Right now, I'm just keeping it flat. Proxy IDs. So, as you know, that Palo Alto default proxy ID is like uh, nothing but 0000000, right? So let's define that and remote proxy. Uh, okay, protocol any. So then here you have to define your still showing red alpha limit. Okay. So here we need to define our crypto profiles because if this would have been a device from the template, then these things would have come automatically. But since we are doing customization, so you have to take care of that. And these things are not there in Zscaler, right? So Zscaler is like the service where you need not to worry about tunnel template creations and the routing and all that stuff. But here you have to do everything. And best part is like when you get control, you can modify the things as per your requirement. Because in Zscaler, things are predefined. You cannot change it, right? So that is one of the use case. So here now, I have to create my details. So here you can see high protocol version. So version 1, version 2, right? Then crypto profile. So I crypto profile, I can create new. I can give it a name, right? And here you can add the encryption algorithm. So we'll go with AES 3DES, right? Authentication SHA-1 PH group 2. Okay. So let me just paste it in the chat so that we keep recall it when we will be doing it on FortiGate. SHA-1 and 2. Lifetime, I'll keep it 8 hours and that's it. So click save, right? Pike NAT traversal is needed. Okay. Similarly, IPsec advanced options. So here you have to create new with a name. So protocol ESP, and again here we will change it. Encryption, 3 days, authentication, 256 group. You can change it to group 5 for IPsec. Let's change the encryption as well for this. Let's have AES 128 CPC. Okay. 256 and group 5. Lifetime will be 1. Okay. That's it. Click save. And then anti-replay protection is done. And that's it. No GRE is needed. So now you will see that you are getting save option. So you click on save, right? And here you get your details. Okay. Now if you want to set up your secondary tunnel, you can do it, right? The same process you have to follow. You have to provide the another ISP public IP and you can build your tunnel. In routing, so we will be having static routing. So which subnet we defined yesterday, this 192.168 00/16. So here initially I will add only one subnet, 2.168.15.0/. Just add one subnet initially, right? And if you want to enable BGP routing, you can do that. So this subnet we have added. Now this looks pretty much good. You just need to click save, right? The moment you are going to do push configuration here, then you will have your details, right? You'll get the public IP, eBGP router details, BGP IPv4 and all that stuff, right? So here we have our details and then now we will also have details from the Palo Alto end. So when these details are going to come, when you are going to do push, Let's push the configuration. Let's see onboarding, and my target will be service connection. Push. So now you can see, Shaji, this time it didn't ask me to make it all admins, right? Because this was not global change, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So this onboarding will take time. Once we'll get all the details, then we'll start configuring things on our FortiGate end, right? So meanwhile, let me also bring my FortiGate here on the screen so that we can start doing some basic stuff.
So, Nitin, hello.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
in this example, you are using the static routing. But let's suppose I have two IPsec tunnels. One is primary and secondary one. So, can we
Mm-hmm.
achieve that failover through that static routing, or we need to have the dynamic routing to achieve the failover, manual failover, automatic failover? Sorry.
The automatic failover, you need to have dynamic routing. With static, you need to have, track on your source device itself then, right, to trigger the failover. So if my FortiGate is there, and if I want to trigger the failover, then with the help of the SD-WAN functionality, I can do that very easily. There is no problem, right? Be it static or dynamic.
Okay.
But if you have legacy router where you don't have, SD-WAN capabilities, then you have to do it with dynamic routing. And in
No,
dynamic,
but
it only supports BGP.
if I'm using the next gen firewall, Palo Alto firewall, and that
Mhm.
doesn't have any SD-WAN feature, so can we achieve the automatic failover through the static routing on the Palo Alto
Yeah,
firewall?
you can on Palo Alto, you can have tunnel monitoring, and with the help of tunnel monitoring, you can do it. No problem. See,
Okay.
next generation devices, they come with next generation features, right? But legacy routers, when we talk about Cisco ISR routers, there you don't have such luxuries, right? So in that case, you have to be dependent on your dynamic protocol because they will give you the best path, right?
Actually, in past, I had one case. So Palo Alto suggest me that we can achieve the automatic favor only through dynamic routing, not through the static routing on the Palo Alto firewall. That's why I'm asking.
Quite
So they
strange.
told me, yeah.
Quite strange because tunnel monitoring is there. Tunnel monitoring you can
Mm-hmm.
easily. No, don't worry. Right now we are doing it with FortiGate, and later on we will replace it with Palo Alto. So we'll check it there.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Actually, at that time, my question was different, related with the IPsec load balancing and failover together. That is different here.
Nitin sir, I also have one question. So, is it the standard practice to keep this Prisma access as the responder if we not enable the passive option on the Prisma access?
Sorry guys, I lost in between. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Sir,
Yes, yes.
I have one question.
Yeah, right now I'll not take any question, please. I'll take it in doubt
Okay,
session.
sure. Okay, sure.
So what I was saying that we have to configure the FortiGate, right? So we have to add the profiles and all that. So if you go to VPN, right? Here you have your IPsec tunnel, IPsec wizard, right? Your IPsec tunnel templates. So the thing is like with Palo Alto Prisma, if you search for, you know, templates on both the OEMs, FortiGate and Palo Alto, you cannot see it, right? As you can see, they also have template for their site to site, Cisco, right? And other dial-up connections, but they don't have it for, you know, Prisma, right? In fact, FortiGate has also provided documentation for Zscaler integration, but Prisma, nothing is there, right? So if nothing is there, then how you're going to achieve the things, right? How you will be making up your tunnels. So right now you can see Zscaler tunnels are already up, and now we will be also adding Prisma, right? So you can see how many level of service chaining we are doing here, right? Then you have this IPsec wizard. So here we'll do the customization only, right? So we'll go to custom. I'll give it a name. Really Prisma SC, right? Go to next, because why we are going with custom, because we have to define all the things as per our configuration. Or it will ask for the static IP address, right? So we have to wait till this is done, right? Because you will get the static IP and all that here, and then only you will be able to build your tunnel. Right? It is still getting push. It takes time. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. Meanwhile, let me prepare the other stuff. So interface will be band 2, bands, authentication, pre-shared, version 1, right? Main mode we will go with. Then we have to prepare the phase 1 proposal. My phase 1 was having 3 days. Authentication was SHA-1. Group for 2. And lifetime was 8 hours. We have to convert 8 into seconds. Just a minute. It will be 28,800 seconds. So here comes your local ID that I was discussing, right? So if you have broadband connections, if you define your local ID, you can put it here. Then XAuth, we don't need, and phase 2 selector. So this is going to be all zeros because this is what we have configured on Prisma as well, right? We will be controlling it with the help of the, you know, uh, routing. So here you can just keep it all 0. The new phase 2. So this is your phase 2, parameters. So here, advance, let's define the proposal. Then phase 2 encryption was ES 128, SHA 256, right? And things we don't need. PFS not required, is required because we made it group 5 there. Group 5. Local port, remote port, key lifetime was 1 hour, right? These are the things which we need to do. Just verify that everything is correct. Not traversal enabled. Yeah. So we just need to provide the static IP now. Let me see if we have got the static IP. Not yet. Yeah, we have got it. This is the IP. So that's it. Okay. Let me see if my commit status is done. Then I'll bring up my tunnel. Still showing pending. Let's wait for it. You can see commit in progress. So now what we have done, those who have joined just now, we have defined our infrastructure subnet as per the diagram. Now we are onboarding our SC-CAN. Right? Once this onboarding is done, then we will also onboard our mobile users and remote networks. Okay? So that we can try out our new service, Prisma Access. Okay? And then we will start configuring the policies and all that stuff.
Yeah, so where did you define, actually I joined late. So where did you define this infrastructure subnet in the cloud?
You watch the recording.
Okay.
Because right now we are in the middle of the. I'll just give you the glimpse. You have to go to workflow, Prisma Access, and here you have to define it. You just need to click on settings. You will define it here. You can define your local DNS server here, and then you are done.
Okay. Okay.
Pending. So right now we are just building one tunnel. Although I have dual ISP connection here, but I am just building one tunnel right now with one ISP just to test it out that everything works. Then we will onboard our another tunnel. Now, if I talk about SD-WAN, so here, if you will see, we build these overlays. So if I want to make the zone, I can make the zone the way I have made it for Zscaler, right? Similarly, I can build the zone for Prisma, right? So I can do that. There's no problem in it. If I will show you this, the secondary overlay. So here you will see these are the interfaces which we are using. And SD-WAN automatic failover, automatic switching happens. And here, if you will see, now this interface is already coming up here. So I won't be able to create the SD-WAN zone. If I would have to do it, I should have done it initially, or I have to remove it because now the reference has been created here in FortiGate. So now you won't be able to do it inside the SD-WAN, right? So if I will try to create a new zone, I can create the zone, but I won't be able to call that particular interface inside it because you have already done the configuration. So if you want to use SD-WAN or FortiGate, first you have to define the SD-WAN related configuration here, and then only you can onboard the tunnels. Like what is the name of nomenclature we are using? Zscaler. Okay. Prisma primary overlay. Or here we can just have Prisma overlay, right? If you click OK, it will come. But when you try to define the member, it will not give you that interface. Okay, it is available. No, it is not available. So that tunnel interface is not coming up, right? So either we can do one thing because right now tunnel is any which way is down. So you can remove this, you can delete it, right? Because any which ways we would be needing SD-WAN. So Go to member, select your zone, and in interface plus VPN, and now define your VPN configuration. Okay, so you can give it a name. Zero two. This is WAN 2. Remote IP. Now you can see eBGP router IP is coming up from our infrastructure subnet. Right? So slowly things will come. WAN 2. Shared key. Right? Then right now just leave it like that. Now you will see we have this interface inside this. Now you can just go to your VPN configuration, and here you can customize it. Static IP, WAN 2, NAT traversal, to advance, okay, authentication, start pre-shared main mode, phase 1 proposal. Encryption will be 3 days, SHA-1, and group was 2. Key lifetime was 28,800, right? Okay. Then XAuth was not there. Phase 2 selectors. Yes, we have to define all name. Advance, and inside the proposal, five was there. Then here it will be 3600 seconds. Now it will come here, right? Now this has become part of your SD-WAN. Okay. I created the zone. Right now we have added one ISP tunnel. Similarly, we will add another ISP the way we have done it for Zscaler. If you see dual ISP links are there. So 4 tunnels are there. Similarly, we can have the setup with Prisma. Okay. So now if I will show you the routing, so here routing is straightforward, right? Default route, what's your underlay, your primary overlay, secondary overlay. Then how you are controlling your traffic flow. So you are controlling your traffic flow through SD-WAN rules, right? How traffic is going to break out, from where it is going to break out, right? Which interface it will take, overlay, underlay. And then similarly, you have your performance SLAs defined, or link monitoring and all that. And then you have your policy to allow the flow, right? So here everything happens automatic. You need not to worry about for any failovers and all that stuff. Okay. So you go to dashboard, status, you can see network. So right now you can see that my Prisma one is down and my DC one is down. I mean, this is the overlay tunnel which is down with Noida branch. And here you can see phase one is up, right? Phase two is down. Let's go back. Let's refresh this SCM and see whether commit is done so that we can bring up our phase two as well. So yeah, right now it is showing error. The tunnel is not up. Commit is done. Commit is done. You see the jobs. Commit is done. Our tunnel is not up. That's why it is showing error. Yeah, it should be okay. So here we can bring up the traffic selectors, and you can see the phase two is also up, right? And if you go to your VPN, see your tunnel is up, right? And here as well, if you will refresh, you'll see your tunnel will come up. It will sync, right? Shortly, you will see that it is also up. It takes some time to get reflected here. We have to wait till this come up, right? Now, the way you have this IP here on your EBGP router. If you want to turn your dynamic routing, right, so you can build up the EBGP neighborship with your edge device and your Prisma Access SC-CAN, right? And then your dynamic routing will start working. Right now we have the static route, right? And we control things with the help of the SD-WAN rules, okay? So things will be straightforward for us. Okay? But in case if customer is using MPLS or if customer is using something else where BGP is already running, right? So in that case, you have to turn on the dynamic routing. You don't have any option left, right? If I will go back to my FortiGate, so all looks good here. So right now traffic is not flowing, so we have to create the policy as well, right? So policy will be like in and out go in, right? So internet breakout will not happen through this tunnel, right? What will happen? It will receive the communication from other locations. It will reply back, and servers can also reach your destination, remote branches, and all that stuff, right? For that, you need to have a policy to allow. This is done right now. We'll not touch this because we are more interested in other stuff. So let's go ahead and try to onboard the mobile users. So here you have two options, right? Either you go with Global Protect or you go with explicit proxy, right? So I'll go with Global Protect. Now you have to go to Setup. So choose minimum Global Protect client version, right? So that we know we want to set it, yes. IP optimization is done. Now here you have to set up your Global Protect infrastructure details, right? So if you want to use their domain, gpcloudservice.com, you can use it. And if you want to use your custom domain, then you have to connect your domain with their domain and you have to provide the certificate. Then your portal will be live over internet. So right now I will use their domain only because we are not going into that. So just give ngcloudx.gpcloudservice.com. This will become our portal URL. Then client DNS. So here you have worldwide region, right? So here you will see these things. you have internal domains, you can provide the DNS here. Primary DNS. Okay, and one more thing is like we have to allow this subnet inside our service connection because this is having our DNS, right? We have to do that. So whatever you have done it there in service connection and local, you have to do the same things here as well. So this is independent, right? This is independent of other things. So are we missing anything? They're not giving us the option. Secondary will be default. Primary is the secondary. Click save. Done. Public domains, Prisma Access. That's it. Click save. Right. So this is done. Then client pool. So this is the pool. If you want to define your own pool, you can also define it, right? And this is the worldwide available. If you want to define your pool, you can use it, right? So this is the range they have for client IP pool. Then gateway FPDNs, right now it's not needed. Click save. So your infrastructure basic setup is done. ngcloudx.gpcloudservice.com, where clients will get IP from this range. Now we need to add the locations, right? So we are coming from Asia, so we will be selecting Asia, and I would be happy to go with India North, India West, right? And then India South. Click on save. 3 locations out of 21 have been selected. So I feel about this. So with egress IP allow list, we can restrict the access to our SaaS applications. So when you enable the egress IP allow list, Prisma Access will display allocated IP addresses used for traffic in this section. You can add these IP to SaaS app so that you can whitelist the access. Okay. Then go back. This is done. We have selected 3 locations. Now add authentication, that how you would like to authenticate the users. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. We need to onboard Okta, or we can use Entra ID, right? So because authentication is must for this. Okay. So let me just see the save option of the configuration. A big version snapshot at least we can take. Oh, this is have a changes. It's onboarding. Right? New we cannot take. This is there. Candidate. It is there. Just good. Now we have to add our DNS subnet. We can see turn status is okay. So here we have to also allow our DNS. And trust me, guys, this integration with FortiGate seems so seamless here. But when you will do it for the first time, you will struggle a lot because there is no documentation available. DNS subnet, we have also added. Okay. So now we'll go back. File user, global protect setup. So we are just okay. So add authentication. Authentication users from, if you want to restrict them from their devices, right? So right now I'll keep it any because I will be trying it from my Android, mobile, Mac, Windows. Authentication method, local users, SAML, Radius, LDAP, or Pickaxe, Kerberos, Cloud Identity Engine, and multiple authentication profiles in sequence. So we'll go with SAML. Now it will ask you to or select your profile. So right now we don't have it, so we have to create a new profile. Right? The SAML server profile is not available. We create new, give it a name, Intra ID, identity provider, Intra. This certificate and all we have to import it from our Microsoft Azure. So let me see for the article. ID plus Prisma Access. Admin Center, new user that we know. Prisma Cloud. This is something else. This is not Prisma Access. Cloud security posture. Yeah. So they are asking us to do it through Cloud Identity Engine. Hmm. Okay, let's do it. Later on, we will also add Okta. Right. So let's do it via Cloud Identity Engine only because these are the settings. That's why I didn't continue from here because it's different. Will not work like this with Azure. So right now, let's keep local. I'll do it later on. Okay. Put this one. Okay. We will protect app configuration. So let's do basic configuration, then we'll modify our authentication configuration. So app setting right now it is default. So your OS user entity serial number. So these are your posture checks. If you want to have a device posture, you can define the OS that what are the devices, OS devices that can connect. So you can make the changes. So this is default. Default, you won't be able to make change. If you want to add your own settings, you can click add app settings, right? And then you can define your details. So OS, if you want to change it, right? If you want to add the OS, you can define it, user entities, serial numbers, right? Any certificate based authentication you want to do, you can do it. Registry related changes you have to do, you can do it, right? Then comes your app configuration. So connect method will be always on, pre-log on demand, and pre-log on, then switch to on demand. So right now you keep it always on. So the moment user is going to log in, the tunnel will come up. Or you can initially go with on demand because right now you're just setting up the infrastructure. So if something goes wrong, you can figure it out that how to do it. Then disable global protect, whether you have to allow with passcode or you have to allow with ticket. So I'll give you my experience. Mostly customers, they go with this option, allow with ticket, right? So if user wants to disable the global protect, Because in Zscaler, if you see that we don't have this ticket option, but it asks for password. So if I want to log out, we'll say password. So sometimes it happens that user is facing problem. You are doing POC or you are in the pilot phase and users are facing problem, right? So best way is like disable it. Disable it so that you can easily let user work and fix the problem in the backend. Okay. So if this is the case, then you can go with this particular ticketing option that when user will try to disable it, he will get one ticket. He has to share the ticket with the administrator, and then from backend, administrator will allow that ticket and user will be able to disable the GP. So right now, we'll keep it like this. We'll see all of these settings later on. Maximum times user can disable. You can define the limit duration, right? Then uninstall global protect allow, upgrade global protect allow, upgrade change portal allow, welcome page factory default, advanced options. So user behavior, authentication, VPN, so SSL or IPsec, display IPsec to SSL failback notification. So by default, it tries with SSL. If that fails, then it fail back to IPsec. The behavior of global protect. So I've already covered these things in Palo Alto training. So if you need to understand how these things work from technology perspective, deep dive, if you want to do it, then you can go through those videos. Already these things have been covered. So that's why, whosoever has worked on Palo Alto firewalls, if they are learning this technology, then it becomes easy for them to learn as compared to Zscaler. Connection behavior, enforcement, DNS, settings. Okay. Internal host detection. So if you want to disable the global protect, like if user is connecting to the corporate network, so he was working from home earlier, now he has come to the office. If you want to disable the global protect, right? So you can define this internal host detection. You can define the portal and IP address, and with the help of the reverse DNS lookup, if that portal is reachable through the network, then automatically global protect will be disabled because user is already connected to the user corporate LAN. And then your gateway. So this is the gateway gpcloudservice.com, right? If you have your manual gateways, you can also add your gateways manually from here. Right? At this point of time, we will be using Prisma Access gateways. If data collection is done, so click save. We have created our profile now, right? We will be using this. Similarly, things. So right now it is default. Let's add over tunnel setting. So OS region. So there, right? So if somebody coming from India, then only we will be able to let them connect. And if you want them to connect from your branch location and all that, so you can define your IP addresses as well. Right? If you want to give any specific IP addresses, you can give that. Okay. So if I will try to connect GP from outside India, I won't be able to use this tunnel service then. Authentication override, no need split tunneling. If you want to deploy it in split tunnel, you can do it, but here we won't because we will be getting the entire traffic from the user machine towards the Prisma, be it for internal or public, and accordingly we will create the policies. If you want to create the exclusions, bypasses, you can do that here as well. Stop the things. So we'll look at the bypasses also. Okay, because now you guys were very much interested to learn interoperability between Zscaler and any connector like this, Palo Alto, right? So now this Palo Alto Global Protect will be having default route, right? And we do have Zscaler in place. So we can define the interoperability. Okay. So we will bypass few subnets from Zscaler and we will take it to Prisma Access in this global protect. This is done. App version is 6.3.1, IPsec enabled, right? So if you want to modify these settings, you have to click here and then you can define your app version. So right now, the latest one is activated, and these are the certificates, right? If you have your own certificates available, you can add it, you can generate it, right? So if you recall, these are the settings which we used to do it manually in our firewalls, right? Generating certificates and all. Here, things are done for you. You need not to worry about, right? It's already predefined. So it's quite easy and you can say, it's quite user friendly, right? And here you can see IPsec is checked, right? So first it will try with SSL. If that fails, it will fall back to IPsec. So we have this home page, portal login, welcome page, predefined. Okay, yeah, quite good. And then comes a clientless VPN. So we will also explore this feature. Clientless VPN, explicit proxy, all these things. Okay. So now pretty much all the things are done. Only authentication piece is left. We'll do it later on because right now I'm keeping it local. Although it is not going to work because local you have not defined anywhere, right? So how users will authenticate. So we have to either define the database, right, of local users, then they will be able to connect, right? Or we have to integrate our existing authentication service. So here, let's do the push. Mobile users onboarding. Okay, and here you will see my target is Global Protect. Push. And a partial set of changes made by okay. So for mobile users, okay. The reason is like here we are also defining that infrastructure detail. So that's why it is asking. Wherever infrastructure level changes will be there, you have to make a global change. Let's wait for this. And now we will also configure our cloud identity engine. We have to onboard the Azure AD here. And then we will call this inside our authentication profile. So when user will try to connect, they will be authenticated like this. So any doubt, anyone? Because this will take 10 to 15 minutes for onboarding and all that stuff. Voice is very low.